Hello all. Now we get to discuss what we believe, what we actually believe. We had some history, we had some different theologians, and now we get to really delve into what we believe, or at least our foundations. We all can believe whatever we want, but if you want to see, I'm a true Lutheran, these are the true Lutheran beliefs. So we'll start off with an introduction to the Book of Concord. As always, if you would like a copy of the Book of Concord yourself, there's a bunch of other documents in there that we will not be discussing in depth. So if you'd like to read it, it's quite a thick book, so you definitely get your money's worth of reading. But the link is in the description below. So here's just a quick introduction on the Book of Concord. Going all the way back to the beginning of the Christian church, we had people and groups of people who would create confessions or beliefs that were written down and edited to be as true to what the thinker or thinkers thought and believed. It was their chance to state to the church either to change the current doctrine of the church or to add to the doctrine. As many of you may already know, one of the most influential confessions of the early church were that of St. Augustine. Martin Luther was a huge fan of St. Augustine and was an Augustinian monk. Many of his theological claims were influenced by St. Augustine's confessions. And if you don't have a copy, you are certainly able to get one off of Amazon. This is the Oxford translation. There's also other translations, but Oxford is a pretty good translation. St. Augustine's Confessions, if you'd like to see where Martin Luther got his influence. Continuing on the Book of Concord, when Emperor Charles V called upon the converted Lutheran princes and municipals to claim their public teaching, Martin Luther's colleague, Philip Melanchthon, was tasked with creating a confession for the Lutheran Church. So what do Lutherans believe? It's important to note that Martin Luther had very little, if none at all, input to the Augsburg Confessions, meaning that Melanchthon did use Luther's previous writings, but it was Melanchthon who compiled the confessions. In 1530, during the Diet of Augsburg, Melanchthon and his colleagues presented their confession of faith called the Augsburg Confession, and it eventually became the legal document that helped uphold religious tolerance in 1555. During that time of religious tolerance, the Wittenberg theologians started adding more documents to help support their confessions. These included the Apology of the Augsburg Confessions, or the defense of the defense, if you will, the Smalcald letters or articles, which were Martin Luther's own personal confessions. So they are right from the mind of Martin Luther, and the Augsburg Confession are more right from the mind of Melanchthon. And the Augsburg Confession is actually what us current Lutherans adhere to way more than the Smalcald articles. And we also have Luther's Large and Small Catechism, which we do hold those to pretty high standard, more than the Smalcald letters. So the Large Catechism, Small Catechism, very influential in our teaching today. And as we touched on before, I think the last video we watched, there were internal debates between the Gnosio-Lutherans and the Philippists between 1550 and 1560. So during the time of creating the Augsburg Confession, there were also these conflicts that were trying to be ironed out. And then this gave rise to, as you already know, the Formula of Concord. So by 1580, all of these documents were seen as important to understanding the Lutheran position, and then were compiled into the book or collection of books that we call the Book of Concord. So that's a very quick introduction on how we got to the Book of Concord. It was just a lot of arguing, a lot of people inputting their ideas into things, internal conflicts coming to resolutions, Martin Luther giving his thoughts, Melanchthon, strong colleague of Martin Luther's, giving his input, and really compiling a bunch of documents that help solidify the Lutheran faith and kind of separate us from Catholicism. So that was a quick introduction. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you have a great day. God bless.